Hey, man.
Yeah.
Look, catch.
Oh. I went blue.
Tico Blue. So, how's it going? Welcome to Rec Room in virtual reality.
Thanks for inviting me here. It's a pretty good game. Looks a lot of fun. It's really engaging with the hands and everything. I'm enjoying it.
We've got a lot of body motion happening here. So you want to just tell us, where it is you are right now and where you're from?
I'm in the Eden Game Development Center in Eden, and I'm from Roomula, which is South Coast, New South Wales.
Awesome. And so I'm currently in Brisbane, and we're both in this virtual room together, although we're in two different states here in Australia, quite far apart. And I guess where exactly is the Eden and the area around there? It's sort of because it's a very rural place, right? It's not like I'm in a big city. I'm in Brisbane right now, but Will is not. And so you want to tell us a bit about the Bega Valley and where you're from?
Okay, the Bega Valley is a pretty nice, small, rural, coastal town. We've got Bega cheese. We've got a lot of beaches. It's a pretty cool area, and it's not that big. There's only a few thousand people. I'm not sure the exact numbers, but it's pretty small, and it's a pretty cool area, I think.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so that is I think to be even just running virtual reality, right, and being able to have this chat right here, right now, in person almost. It's pretty awesome that you are in that this such small town right now, and we're even able to have this chat. And it'd be really great to talk about how we led up to having this chat right now, and your journey sort of getting into tech, into virtual reality, and let's start off by what it is. Tell us what it is that you do, and what is this Eden Game Development Center?
Well, the Eden Game Development Center is a place in Eden where we develop games, and I help disadvantaged and disengaged youth in the area get engaged in the community and build communities and making games and learn skills that help them with multiple career paths and all the skills you need to make a game, like coding, 3D modeling, art, graphics, and anything you can need to make a game. And we teach them skills so they could get a job, a career, or just the skills in the community, bringing everyone together to engage them.
That is really, really awesome. That's an awesome set of skills to be teaching. How did you get into teaching these skills? And what was because I've just for the viewers, because I've been along with Will on this journey of him sort of starting up this program down in Bega Valley. I've been down there a bunch, and it's been really exciting. But I guess for everyone else, tell us a little bit about how you got into wanting to do this, because this is for a rural town, a really awesome initiative that has a lot of value.
Yeah, it's really exciting. It's good. I've always been into game development. When I was little, I loved playing games since I was little, and any game with a level editor in it, that was my favorite game, because I love making my own levels and be like, oh, that's a little bit of my creation in the game. So I've always been fascinated with that side of gaming, and then to develop games, that's just been something I've studied and enjoyed my entire life. And I feel like a lot of other people enjoy that same thing, and games excite people and they like creating things. So bringing that to the rural areas just bring a lot of excitement in. And I just heard about a grant and an opportunity to help the area because it was a problem area. So I applied for the grant to help the area with a disadvantaged youth, and I thought, why not create a video game development center in Eden? If you change nothing, nothing's going to change. So I thought I'll do a drastic change and do something crazy and hopefully get in. And they thought, oh, that's a risk we'll be willing to take, because that seemed to be working out so far and everyone's enjoying coming in. So that's how it all started, and we've just been going and teaching the kids as we go, teaching what they want to learn and getting them learning and excited to learn, because they're games that they're making. So yeah, that's how it all started.
That's really awesome. I love that quote. If you change nothing, then nothing's going to change. What was the situation like before you started doing this, in Eden and in the Bega Valley?
In Eden specifically, and in the wide area as well, there's just a problem with disengaged and disadvantaged youth just not getting employment, not getting skills, not going out and involving themselves in the community, just generally been disengaged, and so that's why the grant was put out with help that solve that specific problem. And I just thought this would be a good opportunity to help that problem as well. They gave out grants to a lot of people. This was just only one little small bit, but I'm just hoping to do my part to help the problems of disengaged and disadvantaged youth in the area.
That's awesome, and it's awesome to, I guess, have that inspiration to do your part. Like, what got you into the tech industry and deciding that this was a real opportunity that you could like capitalize on?
Well, I've been into games my entire life, so it just seemed a natural thing because it's what I know, it's what I understand, it's what I enjoy, and I feel a lot of other people feel the same way and enjoy games and the experience it gives people. So before doing this, I just played a lot of games and tried to work on my own games here and there. And I worked with a few professional development studios just on like in the background kind of thing, and just try to learn my skills, but nothing really official, just sitting at home on my computer playing games and helping people in the background. No paid jobs or anything, just like helping them out here and there and stuff like that to get experience. And I thought, oh, well, I could make something out of it and help other people as well. So it's just a win-win. Like, I'm enjoying it and learning as well. I don't know everything, but everyone's learning and everyone's enjoying it. So I thought, yeah, it was just a no-brainer.
That's really interesting that you said like that you hadn't had a paid job before doing this.
Yeah, well, that's a true statement. Like, I've never worked before, so I guess I was like disengaged for this as well, but I just wanted to get a job and do something I love and get paid for it. Like, and like help other people do the same, and it's like everyone's enjoying it and getting skills together. So it's like, oh, I'm solving the problem because I was probably part of the problem.
That's really awesome to be like to have that connection to the problem that you're trying to solve, and that's such a really like valuable thing to be sort of like giving to people, is that opportunity to get into work, especially work that they enjoy. Do you have any hypothesis as to why that might be, and like why there's this problem that you're sort of like fixing?
I don't want to say anything too definitive because like I'm not an expert on the subject.
That's fair enough.
But I feel like if you live in a small rural town, your choices are, oh, I could stack shelves at Woolworths for minimum wage. Oh, that's really engaging, very creative endeavor. It's not something you're going to be passionate about. So you're just like, oh, why bother kind of thoughts. But when you get to games, it's like, oh, this is creative. This is skills. This is something that can branch into careers. This is amazing. This is fun. I'm learning and all these things. But, or just stay at home or work at Woolworths. It's a lot more exciting, I think. And a lot of people don't feel excited just about doing a generic rural job for minimum wage kind of thing. But I don't know, that's just my general feeling. I'm not sure how correct that is.
Well, I think even just based on your experience, that's really interesting to hear. Because that's awesome, being able to bring these really like exciting opportunities to a rural town and to a place where they wouldn't necessarily get these opportunities. Because like Australia has a really rapidly growing games industry, and I just want to like, I guess, a bit of education for the audience on like what Will's doing here, because there's a lot of value in teaching these skills in game development, in game design, because it leads on to things even like as an industry, as Australia, it's a really fast growing industry, but like like internationally, these skills can be applied to virtual reality. They can be applied to training and simulation. They can be applied to like different corporate virtual reality applications, like even in something like we're doing right now, right? This was made by people who have the skills of game developers. And this is an application where we can now have this chat in virtual reality, and we can actually communicate, and I don't have to fly a plane over to Will. We don't have to do a crappy video call, right? I get all this like this presence as if he's actually here. And these are the sort of things that game developers can add to the world, and it's a really awesome skill set. I think like out of the three of the top companies that like raised the first companies to raise $1 billion like early series, two of them were virtual reality companies, and that's really really exciting. Like, this is a really big industry and a really fast growing industry, and it's awesome that you're giving these skills to to people in rural areas and firsthand experience and actually building stuff. Like that's super awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome and fun. And the good thing about that is it's a rural area, so you would think, oh, you can't do VR development in rural Australia, but technically you only need a computer, an internet, and the skills and a VR device, and then you can create it anywhere in the world. So as long as you've got somewhere to do it, you can do it anywhere. And like we're providing all of those things, so anyone can come in and learn it here. And if anyone wants to do it somewhere else in Australia, they could do it there if they've got all the equipment and the skills and the passion for it. So
that is awesome. That is really, really exciting and awesome. So I guess tell me about what's your vision for this program? What do you hope to achieve? Like where's it going?
Well, I definitely hope to get some games created, get the kids, youths, and some adults, everyone that comes in making games, like completed full games, to just show off they can do it and be like, look, you made this game, you made the art, you made the music, you made the code, you made the models, you made everything. And this is your game that you made, you could do it. Like, we're here to help you and we're here to encourage you. But it's really, they did it themselves and like they could do it, and it's just having the knowledge that they can do it and a place to do it is just only the encouragement they need to make it happen. And that would be the best thing I could hope for coming out of this. And then maybe grow, teach more people, encourage other communities in Australia to do the same, and maybe start up their own VR development little area in rural Australia, because I imagine there's maybe some other communities that have disadvantaged youth around Australia, and this could help them as well, something like this. Or just, if I could make this work and show people that this can happen here, like anyone else could do it anywhere in Australia, and just help like show that it's a provable concept that it can be done.
That is really inspiring, and that's really awesome. I agree that like this is something that I think rural Australia can really benefit from, because I know like even in the Wagga Wagga community, they're pushing really hard for startups and tech, and even the Queensland government. And because like I'm currently here in Brisbane, and the government here has a lot of support for rural tech and just the tech industry in general. And I think this is something that they should be starting to take on, like definitely here in Queensland. I know just this weekend I set up a virtual reality conference call, just like this one here, to Longreach, and because I was running the Global Women's Startup Weekend out in Longreach, and so we connected them to here in Brisbane, and we had the mentors communicating with the teams across different sites. And if they actually had the skills to start creating the tech like this, even just the center, and having the center to have the hardware as well, has just got so much benefit. Like just like now they can connect with the outside world in a much more engaging way. And I think that's really inspiring direction that you want to take this, just to be that example. That's awesome, Will.
Thanks. Yeah, it's pretty fun as well. It's not like I'm doing grueling work or anything. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun and learning. So it's not like it's hard, but it's still fun and learning and engaging. So I'm enjoying it and I keep doing it. So yeah.
Yeah, and we get to have conversations in virtual reality together, right? And test out the latest technology, and we can high five.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, awesome, man. Yeah. Cool. So I guess Annie and I we've felt really like part of your journey, like seeing you sort of like go through this from like the I guess the first like real big tech events down in Bega with the Bega Valley with the Hackathon a few years ago, and sort of attending all these series of events and running these virtual reality workshops with you guys. And I guess I'd love to hear a bit about what was our impact in sort of coming down there, and how that really, if that had what impact did that have?
Oh, when I first met you guys and everyone with the hackathons and the game jams years ago, that was awesome. Like that was before I started this, so I didn't even think something like that could be possible in like just a small rural town. So maybe I didn't recognize it consciously, but ever since then, that maybe enabled me to go, oh, I could create this center in Eden. Like maybe I wouldn't have even thought of that idea knowing it was possible, because if we have hackathons and game jams and stuff, that's awesome. We could do that. That's actually possible. And it like flicked the switch in my head saying, oh, why can't we? Like, there's no reason not to. We could do it here. And then I think And you came down, and then the way you taught everyone in the lessons and just made it really easy and simple to learn, and just in a few lessons get a few simple games like spacebar to make the points go up until you get a score, just little things like that. How quickly it was to teach a group of people just the simple game mechanics and game design of games, that made me realize I could do something similar and just quickly teach people the game development, and made me realize it was possible. So it's like a very small little version of what you guys did there, and it was just, I think, inspired me to do my own kind of thing like that. So it was very the precursor to this whole thing, and like that was great. Like I probably didn't even recognize until you just mentioned it just now that had that effect, but I never did it before then, so there must have been something that inspired me to do this, and that made me realize that it was possible.
That's really
awesome.
awesome to hear. But I think important thing to note though from what you said is that like I was in the same position as you once were, in terms of like not really thinking about how to sort of educate this sort of position, and it's really like it's really awesome to have that sort of like that like we've gone and helped you start this, but I don't necessarily think that means it's going to be not as big. Because you've now got a center to teach that, and that is huge. That is awesome. And I know I don't have a center to teach that, so that's like you're making a lot of progress with this, and I think like your national aspirations to have impact all over Australia is like absolutely fantastic, and I really hope that you see that through, because that's so awesome if that happens, and I think you'll have much more of an impact than like I may have had an impact on helping you get this started in the Bega Valley, but you could potentially have much more of an impact on making much more happen all over Australia, and that's
that's the hope. You inspired me to create it with showing it's possible, and if I could show it's possible to other communities, then they could start it, and then they could show it's possible, and it could just spread all over, and everyone is like, oh, this is possible, and now it's a thing that is just video game development all over Australia is just a thing.
That's really awesome. That's really exciting. Awesome, Will. Well, thanks for coming into virtual reality today with us and having this chat. Any other comments you want to have, or anything else you think we should mention?
Well, the last week I was at ABC with Haywire Trailblazers, and I gave a speech at Parliament House about video game development in rural areas, and basically what we've been talking about here, but in a quick 3-minute speech to about 500 people with mixed politicians and all these politicians and that. And a lot of them play games, and I asked the question, put your hands up, how many people here play games? A few of them put them up, and then I asked how many people didn't put their hands up because you didn't want people here to know you play video games. And then a lot of them laughed, and then a few hands went up sheepishly, and I don't know how many other people didn't, to try and, because there's a little stigma like, oh, it's just games for kids, but it's emerging technologies, and it's well worth putting the effort in. So hopefully I changed a few politicians' minds to help fight the cause and get more game developments around Australia. And if we could get the people and the communities involved and get the politicians to change their minds and enjoy it and just back it up more, then it's all good. Like, just do whatever I can, whatever little bit I have the power to change, I can.
That's really awesome. That's actually a really good, really interesting timing as well, because there was the commission into the games industry that just came out, and it was really disappointing. There was not much action that people wanted that the government was willing to take on this. It was really, really disappointing result, and I think that's an awesome time for you to be really sticking it back to them and saying this is a really awesome opportunity that you can support, and it's a shame that you're not doing it. Yeah, that's
what I was having a little dig at some of them, like, oh, you should have supported this. Listen to my speech, everyone's enjoying it. We're all from all over Australia meeting up for the ABC Haywire. Like, people all over Australia are cheering video games, and it's like,
yeah, totally.
Yeah, we should be supporting this more.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, give us a double high five for that, man, because that's fantastic. Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Cool, man. Well, it's been absolutely great, man. And I guess I also wanted to give a bit of a shout out to Liam and like 2Pi Software and all the guys down in Bega. Like,
He's the guy that showed me the grant initially, so if he didn't show me that grant, I wouldn't have been able to start it either, Liam.
Yeah, look, I think like
Yeah.
all of the community down in Bega are doing such fantastic things around the tech space, and they deserve much more attention than what they're getting because they're like such genuine people and really doing it for the community and for the right reasons, and it's really exciting to see all the progress that they've been making. Like yours being like one of the really exciting parts of it, right? So that's super awesome, and let's do a fist bump. Fist bump. Yeah. All right. Sweet, man. Cool. All right. Well, yeah. Thanks again. I'll shake your hand and we'll finish it there, huh? Can we do that? Yep. Oh, yep. Nearly had it. Wait. Extend the hand.
Okay.
Oh, wait. I think I ruined it when I. Oh. How does it?
Got it. No.
Maybe we can't shake hands because we're already friends. I think it's like that's how you become friends on this, but yeah.
Okay.
Cool, man.
Friendly.
Awesome.
All right,
Well,
cheers.
Was there any other messages you wanted to get across in front of the camera though before we turn it off?
Just this morning I got invited to go to Western Australia to talk at some folk festival about video game development in Western Australia. They wanted me to go do a speech or some kind of event, teach the basics of game development there, like a little mini course, or do a speech. I'm not sure exactly what yet. I only just got the email. I haven't verified anything yet. And just go down there because they have a problem, and they said it's a higher area of unemployment and a high area of suicide because of disengagement. So they wanted someone who has been through disengagement and done something about it and learned how to make games that this can be done in rural areas and done in Western Australia at the folk festival. So I'm hoping I can get down there and give a talk or maybe teach them game development. Who knows? But I only just got the invite. But I'm looking forward to it if I can get down there and spread the news.
That is absolutely fantastic. That's really awesome, and I think that's a good indication that what you're doing is really, really needed here in Australia. That's fantastic. Good work, man.
Yeah. Thanks.
Well, I would like to give you this basketball. Oh,
thank you.
Did you get it? Oh, you got it. You're welcome, man. That's you can keep that as long as you're in this app, and it'll probably disappear after that because it's a virtual basketball. Yeah.
One catch of virtual reality.
That's right. Yeah, you can throw it up and catch it again and bounce it off things, and yeah, nice. Oh. Awesome, man. Great, cool. Well, it's been great talking to you. I look forward to the next opportunity I get to come down to Bega and see how it's all been going. And best of luck with the future of the Game Development Center and everything around it.
Thanks, and good luck with what you're doing with Equal Reality, and thanks for doing the interview, and look forward to seeing you again in real life and virtual reality.
Sweet, cool. All right, see you, man.
Yeah.